The arrogance of Datti Baba Ahmed and why he should step down as running mate to Obi. Lifestyle Nigeria says. Lifestyle Nigeria is, I'm sure, it's an organization and somebody must be speaking on behalf of this organization, trying to dissect the personality of Datti Baba Ahmed and whether it's credible enough to be running mate to Peter Obi. All right. So I think before he was chosen, he was a careful one. Unfortunately, we're in an era where people cannot just campaign without character assassination, all of that. We know we cannot separate one's personality from his conduct and from the way, from integrity and from his lifestyle. But again, we try to find the best among equals that we have. So let's see what this group has to say. They say that they are trying to find out or analyze the arrogance of Datti Baba Ahmed and why he should step down as running mate to Obi. All right. Senator Ehigie Uzamere, special advisor to the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, in his piece, dissects the personality of the Labour Party vice presidential candidate, Senator Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed, summarizing that his arrogance has no place in the democratic enterprise. Right? Structure is rubbish. Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed said that was what they were trying to quote. Right? This was Datti Baba Ahmed's last sentence this night on an Arise TV interview with Channels and Niagolo. I watched through the interview within which Datti Baba Ahmed, the vice presidential candidate of Labour Party, called for the vice presidential candidate of one of the parties to withdraw from the race because he disparagingly said a presidential candidate sells pure water. That is true. He didn't need to say that. It was Shetima that said that. He also called on a presidential candidate to withdraw from the race because of the answer he gave to Datti Baba Ahmed's brother's cheeky question at Arewa House. So I was dumbfounded when, after telling us on TV that Labour Party has structures and is visible in deep northwest and northeast, to hear Datti Baba Ahmed utter the word structure is rubbish. But it's true, because if the structure is not going to benefit the entire nation, if the structure is not going to provide something that the whole nation will rely on, then why call it a structure? I'm sure we having structure over the years, and those structures have not helped us. I'm sure that is why he's saying these structures are rubbish. But let's understand him better. Right? Datti Baba Ahmed said, my understanding of structure is human representation of political parties across the country and not the trillions of naira you asserted supporters and structured members of the two major political parties are waiting to share. That is true. So Datti Baba Ahmed was very explicit and was very correct. It's about people's representation and not the huge bullion van that they move around to share money, buying delegates to win primary election, and now budgeting huge trillions of naira to share during campaign for vote buying. And that is the money people are waiting for in PDP and APC. That's why they're following them up and down, because the two big wigs or the two parties have the money to spare. Right? Datti Baba Ahmed, just as you ask a vice presidential candidate to withdraw from the race for insulting a presidential candidate, you must withdraw from the race for referring to human beings as rubbish. Can you imagine? He says structure is rubbish. He didn't say human being is rubbish. All right? So Uzamere is trying to create something out of context here against Datti Ahmed, but is dead on arrival. All I saw you exude was condescending arrogance. No wonder you could refer to the same human being you want to lead as rubbish. The likes of you can only make despotic rulers. Can you imagine? So if you look at what Datti Baba Ahmed said, he says structure is rubbish, not that the people is rubbish, all right? Or the people are rubbish. He said structure is when you have proper people representation and not when you have so much money to share and carrying it about in bullion van for vote buying. That is what he's saying. And it's correct in that sense. Very, very correct in that sense. Right? Anyone listening to you will think you are above board, but you have confidently forgotten what got you out of the Senate after less than 12 months in the Senate. I would remind you, right? The courts sacked you because of election malpractice. So I think you should first of all drop the use of senator prefix because you rigged the election and you were caught. Based on this court verdict, you are not fit to run for election and should withdraw from the race. You cannot be preaching honorable conduct which you lack. Right? Since some Nigerians are supporting a useful election rigger, can you please explain to us who are disobedient and useless? All right, the fact that Labour Party presidential candidate, party chairman, and director general presidential campaign council are all from the south. How do you explain to us you call rubbish the stated fact from Ogun State Chapter of Labour Party that your party's presidential campaign council director general, Dr. Doyin Okupe, has not paid his dues for 6 months? All right, and you are also financially distressed and hoping to steal Nigerian money, Nigerian blind. So it's coming as a question. Are you also financially stressed and hoping to steal Nigerian blind? The money you are taking from helpless Nigerians in the guise of crowd fund is not enough of your obtaining by trick. Majority of Nigerians are too wise to be fooled by your antics. I had always thought you really had something useful to tell Nigerians, but your arrogance and ignorance of what political structure means shows you are as empty vessel can be, as empty can be. So Senator Ehigie Uzamere served in the Senate between 2007 and 2015 on the platform of PDP and the former ACN. So what I see from what Uzamere is writing here, he just wrote to insult and to disrespect Datti. That is what I see from Uzamere's write-up. All right, and trying to pick who from the Arise, I think Channels TV interview that Datti had in the past. All right, and to pick hole in it, saying that Datti Ahmed is calling the people he wants to rule as being, the structure has been their structure is useless. The truth is that Obi Datti did not refer to people as useless structure. It was on Arise TV, right? It was on Arise TV, not Channels TV, that interview had. That interview was organized, right? And the man did not call the structure rubbish. He did not call he called the structure they had in place, other people had in place, as rubbish because those structures had never produced any result that helped Nigerians. He didn't call the people rubbish, all right? So Uzamere just went to dig out some things why Datti Ahmed did not complete his tenure as senator and that he should remove that senator that he's using as prefix in his name because he was removed, sacked by law, by the court because of election malpractice. Those are the things Uzamere is trying to bring out to hang on Datti Baba Ahmed. But the state of Nigeria we are in now is a condition where of two evils we choose the best. You cannot compare Datti Ahmed to Shetima. They are two different persons entirely. All right. You can also not compare Datti Ahmed to Okowa. Okowa is from South, from Delta State, that's fine. But when you look at people's achievement, what you have on ground, how have you developed humanity? How have you helped humanity? What business does Okowa have? What has he done before? All right. What and what? How did he get his money? Because most of these politicians that got their money by just getting involved in government and in politics, from there they became billionaires like Dino Melaye that would go and buy all the Rolls Royce and come and show us on the social media how he has Rolls Royce. Meanwhile, those were supposed to be money meant for the citizens he represented as a senator. You understand? So that is not the kind of lifestyle that we want to support. All right. Datti Baba Ahmed has been in business, just like P2B has been in business, and have supported human development in various capacities. So you cannot compare Datti Ahmed to someone like Shetima. That is the truth. And you cannot compare Peter Obi to somebody like Atiku or somebody like Tinubu in respect to capacity, strength, health, intelligence, wisdom, and inclusiveness in terms of wide acceptance by the public. So Uzamere just wanted to discredit this man, but all of these are dead on arrival. I say that. They are dead on arrival. He's bringing issues that doesn't make sense, that doesn't add up, all right? That issues that do not add up at all in any way. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment as well.